What's going on, fellas? It's another Boogie. Y'all know the rest. Hey, I want to salute y'all for subscribing to my channel. And I also want to thank y'all for liking my videos. And shout out to the Dime Game Division. All right, let's rock and roll, man. We're going to talk about men being socially awkward. We're going to talk about men being socially awkward. First and foremost, I'm going to give you my definition of a man being socially awkward. My quick definition, that is. And it's when a man is not in sync with the moment. It's when a man is not in sync with the moment. And if a man is not in sync with the moment, he's not going to be able to pick up on the sexual cues that particular woman is giving off at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not in sync with the moment, man, you're definitely not going to be in tune with the woman. You see what I'm saying? I call it reading her temperature. Reading her temperature. Picking up on her sexual energy. You have to be in sync. And a lot of times, man, dudes just be off a little bit. Their energy, sexual energy, that is not calibrated, man. And ultimately it turns a lot of women off from men sexually. What women are attracted to sexually, man, is a man's poise when he's around her, especially a real beautiful woman, because very pretty women, yes, they know that they're beautiful. A female with a nice body, she knows she has a nice body. Especially if she work out and everything. She work hard on it. And she constantly in the mirror taking pictures. But even beyond that, you want to know why she knows she has a nice body? Because a lot of men tell her she has a nice body. So the evidence is right there. But if a very beautiful woman is around a guy, regardless of who he is or what he looks like, if a man can show that quiet confidence and that poise, you see what I'm saying? That's going to still be sexually attractive to that woman. You dig? Because women love when a man pick up on her choosing signals or pick up on her sexual energy, her sexual cues. And she don't even have to try hard. She throw out her bait. But if a man can pick up on it, and then he reacts to it in a desired manner, yeah, that's definitely going to turn a woman on. But once again, a lot of dudes aren't in sync with the moment. So you may ask the question, well, why would a man be socially awkward in the first place? Many different reasons, man. It's a discomfort that some guys could have. For other guys, it could be a trauma that they had early on in life. That left them, with this constant nervous feeling, or sometimes it turns into, a paranoia where a lot of dudes live in their head a lot and they overanalyze the situation too much instead of just being in the moment and just living. They going over things step by step in their mind, just overanalyzing it. When the situation really didn't call for that. And the thing about women, and I say this all the time, women are present in the moment, especially with that sexual energy. Women are present, so as a man, you got to be in sync with that moment, dog. You did. But yeah, in my opinion, that's what causes the awkwardness. A lot of dudes, a lot of men early in life, they wasn't validated, obviously sexually, and socially, but in intimate moments, even with family members, it could be mother, father, it wasn't that comfort there, so they grow up being very unsure of themselves. in intimate moments. So a lot of guys have these hang-ups right there. You just got to fight through that over time. You got to fight through those intimate moments where you have those feelings of being feelings of being uncomfortable, rather. And you got to do it again and do it again until you start to develop a level of comfort. And usually the level of comfort comes from being validated. Once you do something X amount of times and you've been told that you did a good job and you've been rewarded for that, then that's usually what puts a man's mind at ease. You see what I'm saying? But you got to work your way up to that point, to that level. You just got to do something over and over and over again. Then you got to wake up and do it over and over and over again. So forth and so forth, man. You dig? But women, once they spot a certain level of social awkwardness in a man, yeah, man, it's definitely going to turn them off sexually. Even if the woman herself is socially awkward, it really doesn't matter, because in many occasions, I didn't say all, I said many occasions, the female is not the aggressor. In sexual moments, not all, but in many occasions, the woman is going to be the one that's submitting to the man. The man should be the more dominant one. So he has to be confident and sure of himself. You dig what I'm saying? So even a lot of awkward women still prefer a man that's confident, and sexually confident at that. Real talk. You see what I'm saying? So, look, I have a chapter in my book, Overcoming Your Fears. It's on Amazon. The link is in the description box. And I talk about shock treatment. And shock treatment, to sum it up, is some of the things that I did when I was young to overcome my fears and my nervousness in certain situations. So like for me, instead of running from whatever the situation was, I just went at it head first at 1,000 miles per hour, to get over my fears. It's like when I had a really bad stutter when I was young. In order for me to get over that stutter, I had to talk to groups of women, groups of young girls. I would just walk up to a group of 3 or 4 young girls and just start talking to them. Whether I had the stutter, whether it was, really bad at that moment, or whether it was a mild stutter, and this came with nervousness, it came with being shy, it came with that awkwardness, but I had to do it over and over and over again. And yes, man, I faced a lot of humiliation with that. I was talked about, I was laughed at, but I stayed persistent and I kept at it, and over time, that's what slowly built my confidence. Having a really bad stutter when you're young, obviously you're going to get teased a lot. But for me, I didn't let it leave me bitter or traumatize me. For me, it just motivated me to get better and to get better and to get better, till I reached the point of being comfortable and content with myself, So yeah, man, it's about finding balance and finding that sweet spot, Obviously, every man is not going to be Casanova. Every man is not going to have the slickest mouthpiece, but you should have a level of poise already inside of you, or some confidence that you're working on to lead to that level of poise that can get you through these social moments that may leave you in fear. Here's the thing, a lot of dudes overcompensate for that awkwardness too, and that comes off very ugly, immature, and sexually unattractive. Real talk. So, look, I think that a lot of dudes just need to get out the house more. When I was young, we came outside, and just going outside itself solved a lot of your issues. You know, real talk. For some guys, it may have created more issues, but socially, you learn how to adapt to your environment very quickly. You dig? And that's why the self-improvement summits, in my opinion, is so important, because not only are you going to be around good brothers, good men, and get a lot of good information, it gives dudes an opportunity to go out and be social. You know, so now you with a group of brothers that you could be comfortable with, but yet and still, you know, maybe if you don't leave out the house a lot, maybe if you're not used to going to certain places, you know, that's an opportunity where a dude can go out, you know, and work on his social IQ. You see what I'm saying? So that's another reason why the self-improvement summits are so important, man. You know, at least in my eyes. And listening to some of the guys that was in attendance at the first annual self-improvement summit, it helped them out a lot. You know, it gave them an excuse to leave out the house, you know, and put the phone down, put the tablet down, put the laptop down, and just be in the moment. And I guarantee you will enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? It's no way that you're not. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, man, just going outside helps. You know, because, yeah, over time, if you outside enough, you know, it's going to force you to be in the moment. It's going to force you to relax, you know, and learn how to read people very quickly. You know, learn how to pick up on the cues of other people very quickly. You know, knowing when somebody is using you. You know, knowing if somebody trying to get over on you. You know, you learn these things when you come outside. You know, it's virtually impossible to pick up on these things on social media, because on social media, a lot of people are lying. You know what I'm saying? You just look at the amounts of catfishing and, you know, avatar swapping and, you know, all of this kind of stuff that's not going to work outside. You know, outside, you got to be who you say you are. You know, and if you're not, eventually people going to pick up on it and call you out. You know, that's just how that works in the real world. You know, so even being online hinders a lot of men. You know what I mean? Because if I don't have to improve, like let's say me as Boogie, if I don't have to improve, if I can just get online and play a character, you know, and just be anybody I want to be for that day, well, in the long run, I didn't learn the social intelligence. I didn't learn the knowledge that I needed to learn to fight this social awkwardness, you know, to fight this sexual awkwardness that I may have with the opposite sex. You dig? A lot of socially awkward dudes have a real disdain for women. They have a real disdain for the opposite sex. You know, women know it. Those guys know it. And usually once a female has picked up on that awkwardness, let's say after, you know, a first encounter or a first date, you know, she may just ghost the dude. Not even tell you why she stopped calling. Not even tell you why she don't answer your text. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is safety reasons, but we'll talk about that in a later video. But the deal is this. You have to fight through it, man. You have to. You know, got to get over that. And that's just one step at a time. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, but that poise. And look, this is, let me say this, let me digress. This is even beyond women. You know, you want a certain kind of poise at your workplace. You know, like you want a certain kind of poise if you're just doing regular things like, you know, playing sports and you know, going shopping. You know, like you don't want to be nervous all the time. You know, and for some guys, if it's so bad that it's crippling, you know, you may have to go see a licensed medical professional, because you could be, you know, diagnosed with general anxiety. You know, or it could be something worse than that. You know, you could be schizophrenic. You know, and I'm not saying that in a joking fashion. I'm saying that, you know, these kind of things could be solved, but you got to go see a medical professional. So it's many different reasons why a guy be socially awkward, but a lot of times it leaves them with a great disdain for the opposite sex, because they realize throughout their life they have never been in sync with the opposite sex. They never been in sync socially. They never been in sync with women sexually. And obviously it's going to bother these dudes. Real talk. It's going to bother these dudes. Now, can every man be helped? Nah, man. Some guys are going to have to stay in a certain lane with certain types of women. But certain women are going to bring that awkwardness out of these guys every time. And it's usually women that are more confident in themselves. It's usually going to be women that wear that sex appeal on their sleeve. Females that know they got a nice body. Females that know, females that's more outspoken, I should say. You see what I'm saying? Women like that are always going to bring the awkwardness out of these guys, man. Just how it is. A socially awkward guy that's in a club setting or a lounge, a lot of time these guys get super drunk. And that's a temporary fix, but it's not going to help you long term, because you're not addressing the underlying issues. Real talk. And even in an intimate setting with a woman, a lot of these guys self-sabotage it, because they're scared of those moments. They're scared of those moments. This is another reason why a lot of dudes just prefer the trick. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty with a lot of things. Because they want to avoid those socially awkward moments. They want to avoid the intimacy with a woman. They want to avoid getting close to a woman. Because of the awkwardness, man. Real talk. So yeah, we're going to close this video up with this, man. That's the reason why a lot of women aren't sexually attracted to certain guys, because they're socially awkward. It does not translate well in the bedroom. Sexually, it doesn't. It doesn't. And even just socially, man. A lot of women don't want to be around that for too long. Because it's always going to be like the DJ scratched the record. This dude said the wrong thing at the wrong time. He didn't even realize what he was saying was wrong. And I actually see that a lot online. I can literally see and hear the deficiencies now. I'm so in sync with it now. While a lot of dudes is having a lot of issues with women, regardless of what they say, I can hear it now. A lot of dudes can't read the temperature of other people. A lot of dudes don't realize that they are very abrasive. Whether they care or not, they're still very abrasive. And let me tell you this. That's all good if a female is very sexually attracted to you. But if she ain't attracted to you, then yeah, she just gonna stay away from you. Straight up. Straight up. And that's the role of a man, to read the temperature of a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that should be innate after a certain amount of time. But it's definitely something that could be worked on. Don't get it twisted. It's something that could be worked on. But you just got to work hard at it like anything else in life. If you want to better your sex life, if you want to better your intimate relationships with the opposite sex, then yeah, you got to work on that, man. It's not going to fix itself. If you running around, laughing at your own jokes, just all kind of stuff that gives off a creepy, rapey vibe, yeah, you got to fix that. Women don't like creepy. Women don't like rapey. I'm going to say that again. Women don't like creepy. Women don't like rapey vibes. How can a woman get comfortable enough to relax, to get intimate with that man, so she can submit, so he can enter her body when this man is giving off a rapey vibe. Real talk. Let me hear what y'all got to say in the comment section, man. Shout out to the Dime Game Division. Peace.